Also, let me know in the comments below if you want to see a video on the articulation mods. Today we are finally going to go over how to modify your McFarlane figures for better articulation. Taking your McFarlanes from this to this. We're going to go over each step together so you can follow along and mod your McFarlane of choice. To demonstrate this, I'm going to use the new Elite Spawn figure that was just released, making it truly elite. Make sure to watch to the end to see some tips and mods exclusively for this figure. Before we get started, if you like this sort of content, make sure to drop a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. This is really small for you, but it's a huge help for my channel because it tells the YouTube overlords that you like this sort of content and it will push my content out to more viewers like you. Thanks so much for your support, guys, and now let's jump in. The first thing we have to do is...
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Normally, in regards to taking apart a figure, I would recommend the hot water method, which, for those of you who don't know, you boil some water, you put it in a cup, you place the figure inside said cup for a few seconds, and then take it apart. But since the figure I'm using has a cloth cape, I'm opting for a blow dryer. We're heating the top of the abdomen so we can separate the chest from the abdomen piece, and I would recommend using low heat with the blow dryer because I've heard horror stories of people melting parts using too much heat with heat guns. So to be on the safe side, we will take a little bit more time to not damage the figure and all of our pieces come out in one piece. Well, they're all going to be separated, but they're all going to be intact. Now that we've separated the chest from the abdomen, we can
check out the gun show going on over here. Boom! Bang! Firepower!
Let's start inside the chest. All we're doing here is making a tiny notch at the front of the chest socket, and this will allow the dumbbell joint to move forward a bit more. For this, I'm using my Dremel with a small cylinder bit. If you don't have a Dremel, that's totally fine. You can also use an X-Acto knife to slowly and carefully carve away to make a notch. This is kind of dealer's choice to how deep you want to go, but just be careful because you don't want to make the socket loose. Once the notch is done, I choose to sand the area down so it's smooth and not rigid. Next up, we're going to modify the butterfly articulation. Carve away a little bit here, just so he can reach his arms fully across without having to bend his elbows and have the elbows do a lot of the heavy lifting. We can get him to go cross body with his butterfly joint. Whoa, there, we lost an arm. We lost an arm! Yeah, that's why we need that butterfly joint. Okay, we're actually going to start with the arm that we lost. So what we're going to do here is just carve away at this front part of the butterfly here, or the shoulder socket. The reason why is because this is the only portion that is preventing the arm from going any farther across. So we want to just carve away at this and keep testing it to see how far we can get away with without it like really just digging into the chest and looking bad. I would, with all of these modifications, I would recommend going slow, okay? Because you can always take away more plastic, but you can't put more plastic on once it's gone. So, yeah, let's be careful with this and go slow, especially since we're working with sharp tools. We're gonna go slow, okay? I also feel as though the X-Acto blade works better if you do small, thin carves instead of large. Quick shout out to Papito for telling me about this modification. Without him, this mod wouldn't be in the video. Okay, this is not going to be like leagues of a difference, but hey, every little bit counts. So this is the modified side, this is the stock side, so we'll see the difference here. So this is about how far it goes across. It's a pretty good like cross body without having to bend the elbow at all. So that's a pretty good cross body. And then we have this side, which Just so you know, this band is not interfering with any of the articulation, so it's a fair comparison. This is stock, this is our modified side, and you can see that it doesn't go nearly as far. So yeah, I think this is a decent upgrade, just a little bit, because again, every little bit counts. So he's going to be able to hold weapons a little bit better and get into some cool stances a little bit better that look a little bit more natural. So let's go ahead and modify this side now too. Now with that butterfly modification, he can reach his arms across his body without having to rely on his elbows to do a lot of the heavy lifting. So he can hold a weapon a lot better. So those reloading poses are going to look a lot more natural, a lot more dynamic, just overall a better feel for him because of the fact that he can reach across his body a lot easier. You can actually use the same notch method that we used on the inside of the chest on the back of the neck socket. This will allow the figure to look up a lot better.
Let's go.
When modifying the ab articulation, we're actually going to start by doing the same thing we did with the chest socket, adding a small little notch on the lower abdomen socket just at the front to allow more of a crunch when the figure is all put together. Again, it's dealer's choice on how shallow or deep you want to go with the notch, but again, be careful so you don't lose the entire integrity of the socket. Sticking with the lower abdomen for just a little while longer, we're actually going to shave down the sides of the lower abdomen around the socket. This is because of the fact that when the legs kick up, they actually hit the bottom of the lower abdomen. So we want to shave that away so the thighs don't hit it anymore. Because of the fact that when you move the legs up, this joint doesn't get to move very much because of the fact that the top of the thighs hit the abdomen here. So we're going to shave this down and then possibly shave down top of these thighs as well. Even though we just trimmed away at the lower abdomen, the diaper piece is still preventing articulation. It's really fighting us in those crouching poses, so what we're going to do is trim away just a little bit so we can get those legs to get into some nice crouching poses and it's not fighting us so much. Because I'm really struggling to get those legs to kick up here. Be super careful with this, but you can just start cutting away because it's such thin plastic that you can do it with an X-Acto blade, but be very careful because X-Acto blades can definitely come back to bite you. You don't want to use a Dremel tool because I feel as though that would just eat this plastic alive. So what you want to do is use a blade to cut into it, and you make those fine cuts. And then you can just carve away. Now that we've modded the abdomen and the diaper piece, we're going to move on to the thunderous thighs. Fun fact that you guys may not know, because McFarlane figures actually make it pretty much impossible to know, they have built-in thigh swivel, but it really doesn't get a chance to shine because of their flawed design. I've seen a lot of people recommend adding thigh cuts to add articulation, which is an option of course, but it can break the way the sculpt lines up and you run the risk of them not being even on either side. So what I'm going to show you today is how to shave down the back of the thighs to give the existing articulation a bit more range. Remove the legs from the hips. For the work we are doing, we need to remove these plugs from both thighs. Then we're going to slowly start taking away plastic on the back of the upper thigh. The butt cheek, if you will. This cheek meat won't be missed because the diaper piece actually already gives us some cheek action. So this sculpt is kind of redundant. Slow and steady wins the race in this regard, because we always can take away more plastic, but it's hard to put plastic back on once it's been cut off. We want as much rotation as possible without breaking the sculpt or exposing the joints underneath, but again, this is more so up to you. If you don't mind the joints being super visible, then remove as much as you want to give insane range on the thigh swivel. Now that we've removed some cheek meat to give our figure a much needed thigh swivel, we can actually do a very similar cut to the front of the thighs. This will add a little bit of rotation, but the main thing is it will allow the figure to get into really deep crouching poses. The top of the thighs will no longer rub into the diaper or the abdomen piece. Huge shout out to Toysurgeon for showing me this modification. He showed me on an Muff Toys Atom body and said that it could also be applicable to McFarlane figures. I actually prefer this over thigh cuts because of the fact that it maintains the sculpt while still giving amazing range of motion. That pretty much covers the mods you can do on majority of McFarlane figures, so if you want to stop here and take this knowledge and go mod your McFarlanes to your heart's content, be my guest. But for the rest of the video, we're going to cover mods that are specific for this Elite Edition spawn, taking it from just a stock McFarlane to truly elite.
Nuggets!
Some people hate this cape and others don't mind it. For me, I think it has charm and it definitely looks like Spawn. The only note I had was that it was lacking in the tatter department, so I definitely wanted to make more tatters at the bottom of the cape. I didn't follow a pattern or anything, I just followed my heart. I'm still debating on if I want to add stains to the bottom of the cape, like it's been dragging on the ground or something, but I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. Let me know in the comments below what you're adding to your cape, or if you're throwing this cape out and adding your own, either sewing your own or buying one that's on eBay.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
The fact that this figure came with real chains is a huge plus. It's just sad they're a little difficult to pose them with since they're not wired, so they just kind of dangle there awkwardly. So we're adding a 22 gauge silver wire, which allows them to pose extremely dynamically around the figure. I sometimes use black wire for darker colored chains because it blends in really well and gives the illusion of a floating chain. But since these are a light silver color, I'm using a wire that matches that. This is a pretty simple process. Just start feeding it through every single chain link until you're done. Once you're at the end, leave a little extra to tie it off. You do this so the chain doesn't fall off the wire. I just wrap it around the last link like 3 times and boom, you have articulated chains that totally change the way this figure looks and can pose.
But wait! There's more!
Okay, we modded the articulation, the cape, the chains. I mean, we've done every mod you can to this Spawn figure, right?
Wrong.
Like I said, I wanted to make this truly elite. So in order to achieve that title, I have to share some exclusives from Decent Customs Workshop. We gotta swap out that head sculpt for this custom head sculpt, designed by Biobreedstudios and printed and painted by me. Now this looks like Spawn. This exclusive head sculpt is only available on my website and eBay, with a painted listing for those who want me to paint for them and a blank listing for those who want to try it on their own. Now that's it, right?
Wrong.
All he came with was a plank of wood with a nail in it. And I know this is an iconic plank of wood, but I mean Spawn is best when he's a walking arsenal. So how about a necroplasm sword? Printed in clear green resin, this takes the figure to a new level. I think that's everything, right?
Wrong.
The fact that this elite Spawn didn't come with any guns is kinda sad. So I have you covered with this exclusive Spawn Pew Pew pack. Sorry for the title, but YouTube will restrict my video otherwise. It comes with 2 SMGs so he can dual wield, this medium-sized pew pew patterned off of the Kickstarter spawn weapon that he came with, and then finally,
the big one.
I'm calling it the Behemoth, the ultimate firepower for any hell spawn. Again, all this stuff can be found on my eBay, linked in the description below. There we have it, the official Decent Customs guide to modding your McFarlane figures. Go ahead and save this video for later in case you need to ever reference it again. And if you like this sort of content, I'm asking once again, make sure to hit the like button, share the video with the friends that need to see it, and subscribe to help support my channel. Also, to make sure you don't miss more tutorials like this, go ahead and hit the bell icon so you're notified every single time I upload. Again, I'm desperately trying to make this more of a regular upload schedule. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.